Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. It's been a minute, but we are so excited to be back and to introduce you to our new addition to our family, Avery Matthewson, who's going to be in here in just a second. We wanted to introduce him and have just like an introductory video, but we also wanted to answer your questions and talk a little bit about parenting and how everything's been going for us.
Good, Mommy. There's the big boy.
So this is Avery.
Hi, honey.
And he is a very big newborn. We are wearing matching pants today, which I will link in the description box if they're still available. I believe they're from Lulu's.
You saying hi to everybody?
He's been a lot more talkative lately. This is Avery Christopher Matthewson. Christopher is his name.
Yay.
He's doing really, really well.
He just had his 2-month appointment. Got some shots, which he took like a champ.
Yeah. So I don't want to go too into the delivery process, but definitely like the whole water breaking thing. I think it was like out of the movies. I know a lot of people say that it's not like the movies and it's not just gonna be like a complete tide of water, but it definitely was with me. I mean, it just kept coming. It was like an unimaginable amount of water that just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. So I would definitely say it was very dramatic, and it was like right out of the movies. I mean, once it really started to come, there was no question about like what was going on.
Well, it's crazy because it was like Friday night, 9:30. We were laying in bed about to go to sleep, and like I fell asleep, and like 15 minutes later, you're like, I think my water broke.
Yeah, I was like, my water just broke, and you were like, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
So I didn't like know what
Get
to do.
up! Get up! What are you doing? Why are you laying there?
I started freaking out, and I was like, "That's all that came out," because it was only like a little bit at first, and then like.
No, it was a gush, and then it just after that, once I stood up, I mean, it just came and like kept coming. Like I had to keep changing before we even left the house. Like I just kept soaking through my clothes. So I just I kept having to change. Every time I would like get in the mudroom like ready to go, I'd be like, oh, I'm soaked again, like I have to go change. So that was kind of tough just to get myself like dry enough just to get out the door. But it was definitely very dramatic. There was no question about what was going on. I had one really big cramp and then it broke. And then after that, I mean, I dealt with the pain pretty well. I would say within a few hours the pain started to become unbearable. And I guess if I could give like one piece of advice, I would say get the epidural. Don't let your pride get in the way of it. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Get the epidural. Just get it. I waited 15 or 16 hours before I got it.
An hour before you started.
Right, like right after I got it, you know, I gave birth. So I went through almost all of my labor without it, and I wouldn't do it again. I mean, it's just an unimaginable amount of pain. I couldn't even cope with it. I didn't know where to put it. I couldn't. And I dealt with it somehow, but it wasn't pleasant, and I wouldn't recommend it. It was the worst pain I've ever felt.
Definitely get the epidural as soon as you can.
But I don't want to talk too much about the delivery. That is the advice I would give like anyone about it, is just to get that. And then of course like we had our baby. We've been fully breastfeeding. He's been doing really good with that. He's very tall for his age.
Yeah, he's 24 inches already and almost 13 pounds.
Yeah. And spit happens, you guys.
Hi.
It just happens.
Yeah. So you just got done eating. Yes, you did. Big boy.
So I did open up Instagram for questions. And I did receive one question that we want to answer in this video today, and that was, I'm so nervous about having a baby and the excessive lack of sleep. How do you function? So I mean, just like for myself speaking, I would say like in the beginning, like I was pleasantly surprised by it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Like
Yeah.
we were setting alarms and we were waking him up. And so that was pretty good. And
Every 3 hours, right?
yeah, so we did every 3 hours until he got like up above his birth weight, and then we would stretch it to 4. And I think in the beginning we actually had more energy, and I'm not sure how that worked or why we had more energy, but or if we were just like so excited about being parents, but we were just kind of like spitfires. Like I don't know what it was. We just had a lot of energy in the beginning.
I think it was like being first-time parents and having a newborn. You just did it.
Yeah, I mean, we were just like, we can do this. Like, we can do this. As time, went on, it does catch up to you. And then Chris had to go away for a week, so then I was just by myself for a week.
Yeah, I don't know how you did it.
That was really hard. The baby wasn't feeling well while Chris was away. He had a mild fever. Ooh.
Oh.
You guys are getting all the great stuff in this video.
Oh. Yeah.
But
He's happy boy.
that was really hard. And then I was sick too. So the both of us were sick, which was like really challenging, and I didn't want anyone, coming to the house to make matters worse, like introducing more germs since he was already like compromised with being ill, and like I didn't feel well, so I didn't want visitors either. But it was really tough. Yeah, I did everything by myself, and by the end of the week, I was just like, I need to rest a little bit. So we had him doing nights, and that just kind of stuck because we do bottles of breast milk through the night because he likes to nurse too much. So in the beginning, he was just wanting to nurse every 20 to 60 minutes, like all night long. But when we give him a bottle of breast milk, he's just more satisfied. So he was sleeping a little bit longer, so I was able to get the rest that I needed. So when Chris did come home and he was taking over on the nighttime shift, he was giving him the bottles through the night, but I was still getting up and pumping. And that was actually working so much better for me.
Bless you.
Because when I was getting up and I was having to do it all, like pump, feed him a bottle, change his diaper, it took double the amount of time, whereas, Chris was able to give him his bottle while at the exact same time I was able to pump, so it cut the time in half. So that worked out really well for us. And I would say now, as far as, like, to go back to the question, as far as, like, how we're doing with lack of sleep, I get tired every now and again. Yesterday was one of those days. It caught up with me. I slept till 1 in the afternoon. I mean, I was just exhausted, and that doesn't happen often. That's probably twice.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, our baby's over 2 months old now, so that was probably, one of 2 times I've just needed to catch up on some sleep, and he had to kind of take over by himself for a few hours. It catches up to you. It's not like all the time where you're excessively tired, I would say, but you're always a little tired.
Mm-hmm.
And then every now and again, like, you need to just have a rest. And it's hard, I think, as a mom to take a rest because I miss him. Even if I am lucky enough to get a shower in, I miss him in the shower. Like, I just love him so much, and I've never been apart from him. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about the lack of sleep or, how you're going to function, because you just will. You just will. Like, you're going to be so in love, and you're just going to want to do everything for this child. I mean, that's going to be, like, the last thing on your mind, and you're just going to be so happy, like, whether you're well-rested or not. Like, he's everything, and, your baby will just be everything. It'll be totally worth it. And you will just do it. It's just momming, it's just instinctual. It's the best time of your life. So sleep just kind of gets pushed right off the forefront. And I would say not to worry about it, because at the end of the day, you'll just do it. What do you think?
Well, it helps too that, like, we're both home right now because I'm off from work until April. And it definitely helps to have, 2 people around, because, like, if somebody does want to take a nap, then the other person can watch the baby and vice versa. So, like, at nighttime, I get up and give them the bottles and stuff, and she pumps sometimes, but when she doesn't pump, she can stay sleeping. And then during the day, when she's up breastfeeding all day, I can take a nap during the day, so, it kind of works itself out. And now we're at the point, during the night where he only gets up once or twice, where before he was getting up 3 to 4 or 5 times. He's starting to sleep longer and everything, so that definitely helps out too.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
no matter what, everything's worth it, and I won't trade it for anything. He's the best.
Yeah, and I guess just to like shed light on like how we're doing as parents and like things that have changed. I mean, I think we're doing really good. I think we both love it.
Yeah.
So much. We love him so much. I mean, he's everything. He's perfect. I'm sure every parent says that about their child, but
Yeah.
I am extremely obsessed over him. I just love him so much.
He's the best baby that we could ever ask for.
It's
Really.
it's hard to have like a routine. I would say, it's the day just goes by like this. It's insane, and I'm
The
like,
day does go by fast.
I'm like, what the heck did I get done? I just held him. I fed him. That's like the majority of what I do. I do skin to skin feedings all day, and he eats on demand. So I feed him whenever he wants, whenever he's hungry, and then he'll nurse. He might nurse, pretty quickly, or he might nurse for a very long time. He just got done with a 35-minute feeding. That's how long he wanted to go. That's how long he went.
I like before when she was like, "Oh, I want to fully breastfeed." I was like, "Yeah, that's great," but like now, I never realized like fully breastfeeding was like almost like a full-time job.
Oh, it's the hardest thing. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. It's just the breastfeeding aspect of being a mom. It was really hard. It was really stressful, emotional. Trying to build your supply, just wanting to be a good mom, wanting to feed your baby, wanting to make sure your baby is getting enough. I mean, it's a lot. Obviously, he is getting enough, but in the beginning, it's emotional. It is really emotional, and I'm just so thankful that we stuck with
The
it.
first couple weeks were the hardest, and then as time went on, he got better at it, and now he's a champ. And,
Not everyone is very supportive. Like in the hospital, like I didn't feel supported by everyone. I felt like I was a bad mom,
mhm.
and I think that happens to a lot of us. And then the formula word came up, and it's not that I'm against that, of course. Like for anyone who does do formula, like that's totally your choice. Like fed is best, like 100%. But like for me, like that wasn't in my plan. So the fact that that was even brought up when they knew that wasn't in my plans, it just kind of hurt my feelings. And they made me feel like I wasn't like nursing enough or feeding him enough, and I had to pump 20 mLs after every feeding, or else they were going to give him formula. And we worked really hard, and I'm just so proud that we made it through, and that he's able to breastfeed, and that's just something that was really important to me.
You accomplished it. Yeah.
But it's been such a journey, and my doctor's great, and the lactation consultant in the hospital was amazing and so helpful.
Oh, you saying hi? You saying hi to everybody? You must know you're on camera.
But he calls the shots. Having a schedule is hard. Having a routine is hard. Like, he is in charge of everything. So, doing this video has been a long time coming. It's been really hard, as you can see. He just loves to nurse, and if he could, he would just nurse all day long, which sometimes he does. So, but we love it. We're so excited for everything, and we just love Avery so much, and we're so excited to be able to share this with you and talk a little bit about parenting. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention, or how your life has changed, or how you feel about being a dad?
Well, it's crazy because, like, she was pregnant for, like, the whole time.
However long it is.
Yeah, whatever. 9 months, 10 months, whatever. And it's like you don't realize it, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, her water breaks, and we're at the hospital. And then he's here, and then we're home, and it's like a couple days go by, and like a couple weeks, and it's like it doesn't even like set in like I'm a father now. It's just like you're so caught up in like caring for him and stuff. It's like you don't really think about it until you have some time to like actually realize it.
Yeah, definitely. You don't even like take that second to like marinate and like.
It's like, oh yeah,
this happened. Like,
he's my son, and we made him.
It's crazy. I know. It's like we're parents. It's like you catch yourself having to say like my son, and it's like, wait, what? Like I have a son. Remember at his first doctor's appointment?
Yeah.
They were like,
Are you the mother?
No, they said,
something.
okay, and for emergency contacts, and then they said, and this was right after we were
Are you
talking
the
about
mother?
insurance. No, they said emergency contacts, and then they said, mom and dad. Or no, what'd they say? Mom. They said mom. And I
mom. That's what they said.
No, and they said, and your mom. That's what they said. They said, and your mom. And I thought they were saying, like, and your mom? Like ask me about my mom. And I was like, what about her? And they're like, your mom? What about her? No, like, you're the mom?
Yeah, of Avery, yeah. Yes.
I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I'm so sorry. It's just so new to me. I'm, like, not used to being a mom. So it's so funny. It just, like, throws me for a loop when I get referred to as mom. Or when I have to say, like, my son. Like, when I called the doctor and I was like, my son. You know, it's just so new, and it just throws me for such a loop.
And then when I call, like, about the billing and stuff, they're like, date of birth, and I'm like, 1/4/20. I was like, yeah, that's just a couple months ago.
Don't say your date of birth.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, but it's been amazing. We're just so happy. We definitely want to get more into our routine of doing more videos for you guys. So comment below if you have any video ideas.
No.
We want to do
no.
like morning routines, days in the life, baby products that we'll recommend, stuff like that. But what time is it? It is Monday night. It is almost time for The Bachelor.
8 o'clock.
An hour and a half to The Bachelor. And it's about time. I think we did pretty good. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye for now.